So, I have played Warcraft 3 for maybe I'm not entirely sure. I have played about 60 games of 1 versus 1 with Night Elf in Warcraft 3. And I played this game yesterday that I was pretty proud of. So I sent it to Grubby, and he analyzed it for about an hour. I am mentally preparing here to get my how do I explain this nicely? I'm ready to get destroyed. I am ready to get roasted by one of the nicest guys that I know. I don't think he's going to be praising a whole lot of my decision making, but I do know that Grubby knows the basics of giving feedback, you know, where you kind of have to like say some nice things every once in a while as well, and then squeeze all of the bad stuff in between some I think that's probably what's going to happen here, but I'm not entirely sure, and honestly, this is going to be extremely useful. Grubby, in case you're unfamiliar, one of the, well, very best Warcraft 3 players of all time. An absolute Warcraft legend. So when it comes to improving in this game, I don't think there's really anybody else that's going to be able to do a better job than him. We're also going to be doing a coaching session in the near future. So we're going to do some one-on-one help. Originally, I wasn't going to be able to do any coaching with him until like a week from now. So I sent him this replay, but then something fell through and apparently we can speed it all up. Anyways, we'll go ahead and have a look. I've got my my notepad out over here. It's like we're going back to school, you know? I brought my pen and paper. I'm just kidding. I brought my notepad. And I'll try to write some stuff down. Now, this game that I played, I thought was pretty good. I do remember, however, that it started off with not the most optimal build order. I think I forgot my second Moonwell, which is kind of the equivalent of forgetting your second supply depot. Not ideal. And I also didn't know where to put my Ancient of War for creeping because I didn't know the map. Anyways.
Yo, Lowko, see you on Monday for the live coaching. And until then, we're going to have some long-distance replay analysis.
Yeah.
So here's my analysis.
Is the audio okay?
I haven't pre-watched this, so I'll be sharing my thoughts as we go in. Let me also read the comment that you sent to me. I just played a game of about half an hour long. I don't know if you do replay analysis. I'm very curious as to your thoughts. Okay, pretty open-ended. Let's take a look. Lowko is one of the participants of the Invitational that's happening on 18-19 April. You'll all see him more tomorrow during the 4-on-4 FFA at 6 o'clock Amsterdam time.
So that's today. So anyways, if you're watching this in the future, that was in the past. But if you're watching this in the current moment, it is today. But if you're watching this as Grubby was live streaming this, it is tomorrow. Right. Hope that explains it.
Stay the second.
It is basically in the past, present, and the future simultaneously, and it may have already happened.
Cool. But until then, let's take a look at what he's doing. I don't know his. I don't really know his cornerstones, his foundations right now.
So my cornerstones and my foundations are Grubby's video that he uploaded on a standard Night Elf build order, which I am messing up here because I'm pretty sure this is a game where I accidentally forget my second Moonwell.
What he's been working with, like whether he's building off of any particular guide, replay, had any coaching from anyone else. So it's a pretty open look to where he's at right now. All right. There's going to be a Demon Hunter first with an Ancient of War creeping. Obviously, he doesn't know the map that well yet. Tried to aim the AOW here, saw there wasn't really space, and went here instead. So my first note for Lowko is that second Moonwell is a little late.
Yes.
You can build it at 40 lumber. It's going to impact your Wisp flow.
Yes.
And Moon Juice generation.
I end up going now for a supply blocked lair. I basically upgrade my tree here with one Wisp too little because I figured anyways, I can add it on a little bit later, but it's a little bit messy.
Potentially, if it's too late.
No, I'm assuming that every single one of those tiny details is going to get picked on immediately.
And the second comment is a note, and I'm actually going to pause for a moment for this. Or you know what? I'll do half speed. The second note is creep aggro range. Creep camp aggro range. Basically, you can build anywhere outside of this box and still have your Ancient of War not be attacked by creeps. So you could build it right here, and it's not going to get attacked. This is true for all creep camps with two exceptions. Any creep camp with a creep of level 7 and above, like this Enraged Jungle Stalker, will have an aggro radius of nearly an entire widescreen, depending on your zoom level, of
last,
course.
We shall have revenge.
I'm just going to pause for a bit. So, for instance, you could build an Ancient of War here, and it's not going to be aggroed. But if you built it here, it would be aggroed. How do you know? When and exactly, where exactly? By testing it, or just know it, right? So there's
what I did so far is I built it once upon a time, actually twice upon a time. I built my Ancient of War so close to the creep camp that they attacked my Ancient of War right as I put it down, and I immediately lost the game. Not ideal. So I have been playing it like a coward. Apparently I can put it closer for, I guess, any of the early game camps that are relevant.
no way to know for sure except by testing. Suffice to say that anywhere on the green land here, you cannot just build an Ancient of War to creep this, nor a Tree of Life. For this camp, you could actually build right here, because this highest creep is level 6. So it's safe to build here.
Yeah, so the tricky thing is a lot of the... So the one that he just highlighted over there is, I think, a red camp. Has to be a red camp. Orange camps I have found in the game so far are either very easy and you can creep them without any problems early on, or they're actually like just barely not red. So there's only 3 gradations of the colors on the minimap for the different creep camps. And oftentimes with the Ancient of War creeping, so basically you use your building for creeping and to get XP on your hero. Sometimes I have put it close to a camp that is orange on the minimap, which is usually very creepable, but it turns out that that camp, that particular version of orange is harder than the other orange camps. Now, I found that the natural expansion is usually very creepable with an Ancient of War. So those generally aren't very strong. And then the same for the Marketplace one, the one with the Goblin Shop. Those are usually also easy to creep early on, and they're not very strong orange camps. But like, some orange camps are way harder than other orange camps. And ultimately, this is just game knowledge that I don't have. I think so. There's like 15 maps or something? I don't really know. But there's a lot of maps in the current map pool on W3 Champions. I have vetoed as many as I can, but there's still a lot of maps. And I don't think I don't remember playing this map before, this particular game.
For the camp you're doing now, you're going to experience a potential where the creeps are walking towards your Ancient of War and then go back again because it's too far away. So it would have been more efficient if you built it here. Additionally, Ancients of War have top aggro among any unit that will be fighting. That is to say, they will draw threat from every single creep in the camp when they are uprooted. They're at the bottom of the threat table when they're downrooted. So if you uproot them before your archer loses her first arrow, what's going to happen is that they will all aggro on the archer because she is an attacker. Then as she walks astride the Ancient of War, they will switch aggro to AOW, who is like a tank with taunt.
Yes.
But because these apprentices have 500 range, they're going to stop right here. And the ogre will go stop right here. That means you take down the ogre who's attacking the Ancient of War, and then your Ancient of War will need to walk 300-400 range to get to the back line. So usually better you put the AOW here, do one auto attack. As the arrow is in the air, you walk the archer up, and at the same time uproot.
Okay.
It takes 2 seconds to recognize that it's uprooted and to finish the transformation, which gives the apprentices a chance to go here to attack the archer here. The ogre will get blocked a bit by the Ancient of War here, and then they will all be next to the Ancient of War. So now let's unpause and see what happens.
I like how we're like, this is literally the first interaction. First interaction. I've already delayed my Moonwell, and my Ancient of War creeping has been garbage so far. Very nice.
So you go past. They all switch target.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get this creep. And now he's walking, so you're losing DPS.
Yeah.
Small little thing. For the rest.
Okay, so put the AoE close. Yes. Uproot after shooting arrow. That's, I think, what the general, if I understood correctly what he was saying. Uproot after shooting the arrow. And obviously, if it's closer by, it's gonna not miss as much damage. By the way, if you guys notice in the chat as well that I am misinterpreting some of the info, because obviously a lot of this is going to be kind of, you know, it's going to be a lot. Feel free to correct whatever I am saying, because I might be wrong. Uproot arrow mid-air. Right. After, yeah, okay. So after shooting arrow when in mid-air, basically, right? So it's like a 1-2 action. But the one action is shooting the arrow first and then uprooting, and not the other way around. Yeah, so this is Grubby watching me while I am watching Grubby. So it's me watching Grubby watching me. And there may be a clip of this that at some point somebody will send to Grubby, which he will then watch, which is going to be Grubby watching me, watching Grubby watching me. This is the live streaming meta. Yeah.
Attacking at 20 population.
Look, there's a website called Cough Creeps that is used to learn creep routes. It makes your life as Night Elf way easier. Let me go ahead and bookmark that. Oh yeah, I have seen this. So this is kind of cool. So this shows all of the different maps. So I believe, for example, we are playing Melting Valley. You can kind of look at like each of these camps. So for example, this one has a level 6 Ice Troll Warlord on it, which I guess means that it is creepable early. Although I know for a fact that this camp is really hard to creep. Example creep route. Yeah, so this is the website I've been using, but it's pretty basic. It's, you know, it's better than nothing. Basically, this gives you like a little guideline as to how you should get your hero up to level 3 quickly. So I've noticed that when you are level 3, that's usually when you send the Demon Hunter out to be a prick to your opponent. Because you get the level 2 mana steal. Or mana burn, whatever. Yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while to learn all of these things. What's going on, Arctics? Thank you. Welcome.
The ideal Wisp count for Night Elf. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The
I have
ideal
one
Wisp
too few because I was late on my second Moonwell.
count is 9.
Yeah.
10 is a nice surplus. That is to say, on lumber, you've got 5 here, you've got 8 here, so a total of 13. Plus 2 from Archer is 15, plus Demon is 20. So you actually want one more Archer than the second Moonwell affords you to do so. Sorry, I said Archer. You want one more Wisp than the second Moonwell affords you to do so. And this can be achieved by building your Moonwell exactly at 40 lumber, and then also using the StarCraft extractor trick.
Yeah.
Where you make a Wisp.
I started doing that yesterday with a shop, where you built the shop, build a worker, cancel the shop, you get a 21 out of 20.
Build an Ancient of Wonders at 20 out of 20 with a Wisp in production. Cancel the shop, your red 21 over 20. That's your 9th Wisp, which will allow you to do a seamless 21 out of 30 tech sooner than if you wait for the whole Moonwell to finish.
Yep. It's even quicker though to not
out of 30
mess
is
up.
also very common. A 22 out of 30 tech is with an over Wisp. 10 Wisp on lumber instead of 9. This gives you more leeway to use Wisps to blow up on enemy summons, maybe lose some without getting into lumber issues, etc. Now I think 22 or 23 out of 30 or even 24 with a second Archer and then teching is totally fine. Okay. Lower level players, beginning players shouldn't worry too much about fast tech, and instead triple Moonwell, 2 Archers and 10 Wisps on lumber, then tech. It's
okay. So can go up to 10 Wisps before tier 2. I keep calling it a lair, by the way, just because in my mind it functions exactly like a hatchery. It is not called a lair, for obvious reasons. I've seen some people getting confused. It's not a lair, guys. It's not the same thing.
Slower, but it's much more solid because you have more Moonwell juice generation.
It's a spiritual
lair.
Okay,
you're sending out a scout. For new players, always hard to scout. I don't recommend scouting in general in the early game for people. But I like that you're doing it because you know the importance from StarCraft.
I feel like there are certain things. So I have had a lot of people in the chat shout at me for never scouting. And one of my very first games was checked out by, I'm forgetting his name now, Saul, the Polish commentator. He checked out one of my replays, and the first thing he shouted at me about it, like 30 seconds into the replay, is that I need to be scouting. So I've been scouting a little bit more as of late. Specifically against Night Elf, I don't really know what I'm looking for. I know against humans, sometimes they fast expend, so I'm just trying to sort of build up the habit. But like, it's kind of pointless in my mind to scout when you don't know what the opportunities or strategies of your opponent could potentially be. Like, if your strat is not going to change depending on your scouting info, it's not very useful. So anyways, I've been doing it a little bit more, especially with 8 Wisps on wood rather than 9, or apparently even 10. It definitely isn't a good idea, I don't think. But Yeah.
Produced. Hunter's Hole should be made when Tree of Life is 50%. So this is an excellent timing. You're making more archers. Going for Moonwell Juice because I forgot to heal. Not overhealing. Small little note. Healing health on units and heroes is 4 times cheaper per Moonwell Juice point than healing mana. So anytime your hero is missing mana, you're paying a premium for healing health.
Oh, sorry.
Looks like you just turned on and off Immolation by accident.
Yep.
It's on again. Nice creep camp. This map, by the way, is not in the tournament map pool. So you should thumb down this map, Warhill, Boulderville, Melting Valley, and Secret Valley, for instance.
I did that. Problem is, I ran out of vetoes. So we got a tournament map pool, and this one is like I was 1 veto short, and I think this may just be the one map that isn't part of the tournament. So anyway.
Those 4 are all not in the pool, and then you'll mostly have maps in the pool. Refer to the Discord to see the map pool.
Yep.
Okay, so you're doing some scouting. It's Night Elf Mirror.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Getting some creeps in. Right now you've got a normal attack damage attacking your archer, which does bonus against archers. You pulled back the archer. Nice job. Pretty good creeping so far. I can't poll Lowko right now on his knowledge, but this looks good. You've also got the 1 demon and 5 archers, which makes me feel like you've watched replay/VODs.
Yes.
/guides.
I've been going to school.
AOW, you're getting it ready most likely for the Merc
No,
camp.
I am not. That is a thing that I need to do. So, I don't remember who said this yesterday. Supposedly what you are... So, if I understand correctly, when you get up to 5 archers out of the Ancient of War, you want to be sending it over to the next creep camp that you can be creeping using it. Because the alternative is that it's just going to stand and defend your base, which is not very useful. I kind of have been using my Ancient of War as a adept on hold position, stuck between, you know, a pylon and like a gateway or something to try and make sure that nothing can run in. But then again, this is against Night Elf. There's no Blade Master here, so I guess it's okay. I also have a hard time like finding gaps in my base anyway. Like there's a very real shot that there is actually a gap over here above the Hunter's Hole. So I'm not going to do that. But I do go into my second hero, double Ancient of Lore. And then I generally go up to a fast tier 3. So the goal here is to try and get up to the bears as quickly as I can. But I think what I should have done here is send it over to that camp that he was highlighting, but I didn't.
Lore, nice base layout, kind of with an open jaw plus extra. You're moving Ancient of War not to creep a second camp with your keeper, but to plug the gap and be safer. Great habit so far. And also an AP. This is a little excessive. As long as you meet the arms race of
I make an Ancient Protector here because I thought my opponent was going for an all-in. I don't remember why I did that. Before this game, I had lost a match against somebody who all-in'd me, who was playing Night Elf. I don't really know exactly why I make an Ancient Protector here, but that is the only game I've ever done it. Anyways, Ancient of War to next camp after 5 archers. I thought I was under threat here, which is why I did that.
Building fair amount of units. Same issue, on-off immolation. So long as you meet the arms race with a fair amount of units, you shouldn't need to make towers.
It's all in, yeah.
If you do make towers, that's 1 extra wisp lost. This is -3 wisps.
Yeah.
Make sure to remake in spades.
I am.
Remake a lot. Because
But
now you have
probably
5 on lumber because you were 8 -3. You're making 1 extra wisp. This is not enough to go tier 3 with. You always want to have 8 wisps minimum on lumber. Okay, so if the Ancient of War had not plugged the gap, it would now be on the Merc camp, and then you would be able to freely creep this camp without tanking with the Demon Hunter. You're doing a Crystal Ball now. You're seeing 4 Moonwells.
Oh yeah, I thought this was a Huntress all-in. That's what I thought it was. It wasn't. This is the problem with scouting, dude. I am scouting for the first time in my life, and I see information and completely misinterpret it.
And a tech. This is a tech to tier 2. The way you can know that is by clicking it. If you see that it's mid-tech and it says Tree of Life, then that means it is a Tree of Life becoming something more, aka from 1 to 2. There are also animation differences. You'll see it when you go to
His tier 2 is super late though compared to mine. Yeah.
eternity later. But basically, your tech has been done for more than a minute, and his is still going. Which means either he's bad for no reason,
Yes.
like he's just really slow, or he has an expansion. Now let's take a look at what's the truth.
He's bad. No.
It's just late for no reason. So we're not going to overthink it, right?
Dude, another problem with scouting, when you're not that high of a ranking player, most people below like a certain skill level have no idea what they're doing anyways, right? Like, it's the same in StarCraft too. If you're trying to get like your Gold League friend to scout, the scouting information they're interpreting might just not be particularly accurate. Like, if he don't know what if he doesn't really know what he's doing that well, how can I figure it out, you know? But obviously, I am also making loads of mistakes, so it's a 300 IQ mind game. That's actually more like a 20 IQ mind game.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to be smart, but then at the same time, I make rookie mistakes just like my opponent. So it doesn't, like, it all, you know, it all evens out.
See, he made many archers. Maybe that's why. Okay, so you're going for adept bears at tier 2.
Oh, yeah.
This should be avoided.
Oh.
Your building is complete.
Tier 2 is for dryads. Bears is for tier 3.
Really?
Adept bear tier 2
Our
does give you the
warriors have
benefit of
engaged
roar
the
and
enemy.
healing, but it slows you down too much, and it doesn't give enough threat on the map. Nice instant entangle.
That is actually something that I've been doing every game. I have been going tier 2 bears every game. Well, you can't go bears, but I've been going Druid of the Claw tier 2 every game. Okay, that's a major change. Dryads at tier 2, bears at tier 3. I noticed that in this matchup in particular, these guys die really quickly. Until they get to bear mode and their HP doubles and they seem incredibly tanky. So I have been rushing up to tier 3 super quick and I end up with like 7 bears. But apparently that's not really the way you do it. Like, I guess you make like 3 or 4 dryads first and then go into anything? I don't know.
Let's see if you use roar or rejuve.
I should.
I could see you just go in here, honestly. If you just go in with immolation
I'm going
on
back
his
to my
archers,
ancient. Yeah.
bring a wisp for the treants, hold your position, and then rejuve your demon, I think it's better than this. Because the expectation here is you will lose 2-3 archers trying to run away, and then you'll be stuck, and he's going to attack a Moonwell from afar. You won't know how to get out anymore. AP is coming in a little clutch. Don't underestimate Demon Hunter. Your demon was unkillable for him.
Okay.
Okay. Naga second. Pretty usual in Night of Mirror. You've gone to tier 3, but you're too low on lumber. Very common problem for Night Elves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You did a detonate, you didn't make enough wisps.
Yeah.
You're at 100 lumber. You will struggle to make bears and get Master Claw. Always check if you're 8. Double click them.
Okay. AoE, okay, 5 archers. Before tier 3, check if you have at least 8 wisps. I don't really replace wisps very quickly.
Check how many you have.
So what I'm trying to do, okay, my thought behind all of this is I'm trying to hit a timing attack with the Master Claw training. Yeah, on wood. I'm trying to hit the bear timing attack. Maybe I'm getting a little over eager with that.
Count how many you see on the map. You do in fact have another. Great location for a wisp. Keep doing this. Very repeatable habit.
Okay.
Yo, thank you for the 10 gifted, dear nobody.
That's so mean. Yo, nobody. Thanks for the gifted.
That was a smart decision. Realizing you accidentally lost the bear, instead of self-rejuvenating in vain, knowing he will still die anyway, instead you gave a little bit of final health to Demon. Good decision.
His final move in life.
This is a greedy, risky camp,
Yes.
but I like it. he just made it night. So you figure he might be still in his base.
I don't understand how that night mechanic works. So I know that during the night, I think night elves get additional healing and vision or something. I'm not exactly sure. You can create an artificial night from an item, but like, why would he do that? And like specifically, why would he want to do that against another night elf? The Moonwell's regen? Like, do the regen... Okay, does the Moonwell immediately regenerate? Okay, so he kind of expected me to go all in. It's a bit weird that he does it after I retreat, I guess, because he didn't really take a lot of damage. It only ever regens during the night. I see. So is it more useful if I can feel like, hey, my army is going to come back home, but I have a hero right next to the shop right now. My moon juice is not there. Should I be buying one of those stones and then, like, making it nighttime? And then as the army comes back home, we can use that to regenerate? It's called Moonwell because it only I didn't consider the fact that the Moonwell would only do its thing when the moon is up. This is one of the... What if it's not a full moon, chat? What if it's a new moon? Insane. They're called night elves? You guys keep blowing my mind. Eloon always has the full moon. Ah.
Be fast though, because he will probably show up.
Do I keep fighting
correct
him?
thing would be take only the item creep and then run.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Nice. Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to bears.
That was my first time ever using a TP that quickly, by the way. Normally, I use the TP. I do it twice in this game. I was very proud of myself. Normally, I only TP when everything's lost. That's generally my rule for teleporting out. This time around, I used it preemptively. Rather than like, oh, everything's gone, I guess I will TP there too.
Usually, try to budget a shop location in the back as well.
Okay.
I would also have a slightly opener base build. So if you're like double Moonwell here, or Moonwell Hunter's Hole like you have it, and to kind of make it towards the open instead of curving inwards. And then here would be like altar, Moonwell, Moonwell. And then you leave like a 5 gap opening instead of 3 like you have now. Make it a bit easier to go in and out for you. Still unattractive for an enemy to go in because you can still kind of like TP over them. Like anytime he goes in, he's like, I'm just gonna take a bit of Wisp. Bam, TP over. You can aim your TP this far around your tree by clicking TP and then aiming.
Never even thought
around,
about that.
or via the minimap. And if you double tap, it goes to the bottom right.
Okay, good point.
Okay, so in this situation, I would take a Wisp. I would send it
Sorry to Grubby's chat, but I'm gonna cover you guys up.
middle to see if he's attacking me. Is this real?
This is real, yeah.
It actually is. Okay, well, this is a nice donation.
The great
I don't have
Mana
mana.
pot and Tango again.
I don't have
for
mana.
TP. Yeah. Not the donation, but he lost all his mana. In this situation, I would put a Wisp here somewhere in the middle to check if he's coming. This kind of standing at home is very
garbage.
okay in StarCraft. Very
Yeah.
unokay in Warcraft 3. We have a rule in Warcraft 3 called ABC. Always be creeping. The exceptions are 1. There are no more creeps on the map. 2. If I creep, I die. Because he's killing my base soon otherwise.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
That's kind of it. Or 3, I need to make a pit stop at home. But standing at home is almost never the answer. ABC, always be creeping. Alright. Lumber issues?
Yes. I have wood problems,
Nice.
Grubby. Don't make fun of me.
The usual way to itemize in this location... Oh my god. Mwah! Lowko!
Okay, I thought he was gonna criticize me. Okay, good, good, good. I bought the staff. I've been playing with the staff for a couple days. The staff's fucking insane. Fudging insane, sorry. It's quite common for Lowko, for men your age, Lowko. Alright, guys, thanks.
Research.
Oh no, Lowko!
Is he actually disappointed or no? I can't tell.
Oh my god. I was just saying, TP and preservation should be on Seredwin, the keeper. So that TP saves the keeper and staff saves the demon.
Oh. Fair.
But now you gave TP to demon, so now you're in an awkward spot.
I should put an inval pot on the keeper. Or on the demon, I think. This is something I don't do in this game. I think I should. Because otherwise, I run into issues with the staff. So, I like how by the way, Grubby went full disappointed parent there. He was really proud of me for about 2 seconds. And then I turned out to be a terrible person in the end. But it is what it is. I know this bothers some guys in the chat, so I will write it down like that. There you go. SMH my head.
Where if you're mid TP with demon, keeper is still a target and can still die. If demon and keeper are both dying, then you have to either TP and let keeper die, or staff the demon and let keeper die. But if keeper has the TP...
Lowko, the redundant Department of Redundancy approves. Excellent. Yeah, no, I understand the logic.
You can staff the demon, then TP. No one die, except units. So you had it right before. Usually you'll have like heal pot on demon, staff TP on keeper. Now, if you have staff TP on keeper, a way for an enemy to stop fighting would be to focus keeper. He will force TP, yes, but now you're gone. And that can create space and then he can take creeps. So you can additionally fortify the keeper with a potion of invulnerability, TP, and staff of preservation. And then demon will have greater heal and another potion of invulnerability. So now you have a lot of layers of protection and you can choose what's right for the situation.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Wellspring, absolute baller upgrade. Definitely get. Especially in Night Elf.
Wait, am I not getting that? Which one is the Wellspring?
Wellspring, absolute baller upgrade. Definitely get.
The Huntress Hall? It's the Moonwell upgrade? Ah, okay. Okay, gotcha. Wait, does that one become available at tier 3 only? Or is it the one you have at tier 2 already? It's a tier 3 upgrade? Okay.
Especially in Night Elf Mirror, but always. Nice.
I'm trying to decide what to
solo
sell
creeping
here, I think.
So currently you have an army of 50 pop tier 3.
I'm going.
Mostly
Tier
3.
But I didn't have lumber to get the druid one. The druid of the claw upgrade.
Any creep
Tier 2 is Ultra Vision 3-3. Okay, I see.
camp on the map.
Thank you.
So I would like you to think of big camps, like deep orange or even red. Especially red.
No, I'm going
This
for a fight.
move through the middle of the map. This is a move that is called a kill move.
Yes.
If you look at the value on the map, there's value here. Orange camp, red camp, green not so big. Then you've got orange, orange,
grubby
orange,
ASMR.
red, orange, 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 red. This is what matters. This is the major objective of the map. If you go for the bottom half and you get camp 1, 2, 3, 4, you're cleaning out the bottom. You're getting lots of levels, items, and golds and XP.
So it's a mindset change.
If he's doing the top, you're splitting.
Okay, so in StarCraft, I'm very timing attack oriented. Meaning like, hey, when we get up to this upgrade and it finishes at this certain time, we can go kill him. Still useful in Warcraft 3, but to a lesser extent, I think. Yeah, I don't have to be that sharp. Well, it's nice to be sharp. It's a bonus, but it's not like, you know. Yeah, I want to keep creeping.
The map. You both get the same thing. If you go top and he goes top...
Like, in a way, a creep camp is kind of like an expansion that he can't mine anymore. Right? Because if I attack, I guess there's a risk especially against Night Elf and against humans and stuff that kind of tend to deal a lot of damage with the towers. Yeah.
He'll fight over important camps. But if he picks either side and you go to his main, he will creep camps.
Like, creeping is a lot safer. Like, me going for a kill move is basically me taking a gamble. Whereas I can much more likely guarantee the killing of a creep camp than I can guarantee killing him.
Which will take 1 minute almost.
This worked really well, though, in my first
45
wins.
seconds. He TPs. You TP. Now you pick a side. If you go top and he just rinsed it before TP, you're now doing top, doing nothing. He knows that.
Thank you, Brawling, by the way, for subscribing to 6 years.
Bot.
To Grubby,
you wouldn't want him to rinse your bot out, would you? So, this is junk time. You should only do a kill move if you are significantly stronger. You need to be at least 30%
Look, where we
stronger
going?
to want to do a straight up attack on the enemy.
Oh, I'm going to the red camp.
Be very careful. Be very careful of walking through areas that have no creeps. It is a waste of time.
We'll just ignore that.
Okay, nice creep check. Let's see what happens. Starts amazingly. Kill 2 archers. Okay. Now let's talk about the value proposition. He gained 200 gold from creeping this. 200 plus. He spends 325 on TP. That's minus 120 for him. He gains an item that can be sold for like 300 gold? Is it 300 gold?
I don't know.
So he loses 2 on archers, 260. Loses TP, 325. That's 600 gold. Gains 200. He lost 400. Gets an item that can be sold for 300. So he's almost net neutral from creeping this.
I get a big
whatever
mental
you killed
boost, though.
is partially fake. Now you do get 80 experience from 2 archers, but he gained 300 experience from the creep camp.
Yeah.
So he gets a head in gold, XP, abilities, items, and you didn't develop almost at all. So now, even though this seems like a good creep jack, you killed 2 and you made him TP, he now knows where you are. He knows where you're not. He knows he rinsed out the important camp. My guess is he's gonna go do the same on the bottom camp. And if he's smart, with TP. Let's see what happens.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated. Your building is complete. God.
Okay, you attack him. I see. So, don't do kill moves in Warcraft 3.
Okay.
Anytime you're ahead, or you gain space, gain time, creep. Try to make it a goal, Lowko, to constantly creep until you're sure that you're significantly stronger than opponent. You go for a kill. You should use power spikes. Like the first time you get demon level 3, you can go in for burns, you can do a pressure play, early pressure. But if you've been level 3 for a while,
I staff!
and it was a long time ago that you got it,
Yeah.
then it's no longer a power spike. And then attacks no longer make sense. Okay, this demon doesn't need to run.
No? I seem to, so that's not the first time he's pointed that out. I don't know how many dryads. Before tier 3, check that you have, okay, bigger base. This is like going back to school, dude. I haven't been in university for a while, but Demon is insanely tanky because of agility. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm taking notes and everything. Oh yeah, I have always been a note taker though. I take notes for everything. I have notes on every single guy in the chat. It's a private Google Doc. I don't. I don't. Or do I? No, I don't. I definitely do. Or do I? Yeah, I hope there's going to be a test. I've always been good at tests. If if this Warcraft 3 tournament would be a knowledge test, dude, after 3 weeks, I would pwn these nerds so hard they wouldn't have a chance. But sadly for me, it won't be. I gotta face tank my way to success.
By the way, why do I have player-colored health bars?
I don't know.
Oh my
I was wondering
God.
the same thing. I didn't want to point it out. Ah.
Oh my god, sorry about that. I was showing some settings to someone. Oh, I thought you had it. I can't believe I had that. I've gotten so used to it
Whoa,
watching.
he just... I only just now realized that Grubby was trying to insinuate that I was the one. With the colored health bars. No. We're not doing that. No.
Streamers play with it. That I forgot how much I hated it. I don't hear Lowko. Yeah, Lowko is watching this tomorrow. That's not a bug. Okay, upgrades. I showed
Is
this
the other guy
document,
muted?
Lowko, before to the car.
Somebody in his chat is asking, is the other guy muted on purpose? Look, Grubby lives the proper gamer schedule, okay? Grubby wakes up, I think, I don't know. But he wakes up probably no earlier than like noon, you know? And he games well into the night. Even though I'm younger than Grubby, I live the old man schedule. I like to wake up early. I generally wake up at about 6:30 or so. I don't know why. I just feel way better. I go to bed early too. Anyways, things get a little bit messy.
Sorry, but I'll make something similar for you, and for now I'll
At
just
6:30, you missed the sunrise, Lowko.
show it to you as well. When you play, win conditions are fast expo, fast tech, like unit-based timing.
Grubby's also a note taker, but he takes notes for other people. This is Lakari's coaching document.
Kill workers, hit and run, not dying.
Hold up, what notes did he make for Lakari? Lakari is one of my opponents in this game.
Like unit-based timing, kill workers, hit and run, not dying, all in, or the final point, which is hero levels. And there are more ways you can get ahead, which is like upgrades, for instance, 50 pop save up. It looks like you understand the 50 pop mechanic quite well. And saving up gold is good for that as well.
I hate taxes, Grubby. You start paying taxes when you go over 50 pop. Do we like the idea of paying taxes? I actually spent an hour this morning on that exact thing. But then not for my Warcraft 3 taxes. But anyways.
Also,
I hate upgrades too. I'm trying to save up, you know? I'm trying to save up gold and wood for the next game. I'm trying to make sure my children can go to college using my gold and lumber.
get all the items you would want to have, including all the upgrades.
Yeah.
The value of upgrades in Warcraft 3 is 12% effective health for every armor upgrade and 12% damage for every attack upgrade, roughly. There's a few small exceptions,
That much?
it doesn't matter enough to know it. So that's the time to get upgrades, at 50,
Sick.
which is now.
Yeah.
And always max to 50 with...
Okay, so hold up. We're moving that one down. At 50 supply, Moonwell upgrade ASAP. Items for heroes. What else? Other upgrades. Okay, and then when we have all of that, we go above. And then we go, you know, +2 to 3 Moonwell. Into like 70 to 80 supply. Yeah, upgrades aren't as big of a deal, but because you lose 30% income when you go above 50 supply, it's still worth it.
the Wisp if you're at 49.
So I don't know
Correct
what
item-
items to sell. This is a problem that I run into. I get a Vitality thingamajig. I already have full items on the Demon Hunter. I also would like to have an invul pot on him now. that I think about this a little bit more. How in the world do I put it on there? What do I sell? Because I can only have 6 items. For some reason, Demon Hunter Man over here can only wear 1 ring. Now, I don't know where he keeps it. No idea. It's a bit weird, but you just sell all of the green camp items?
Here would be TP on Keeper and then pity up to Vitality on Demon. Keeper should never need this. Very girthy guy, a lot of health, but shouldn't be tanking really. Better on Demon. Okay, nice, couple of kills. Enemy upgrades, 0-1.
He knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah.
Okay, I love you having an Orb of Venom on Keeper as well. It's fantastic.
Stop! Lowko, you idiot!
Try to get on top of the mana burn timings on Keeper.
Wait, was that
On
his
enemy.
bear? Maybe that was his bear.
Keeper.
Can never tell.
Entangle timings too. You have a lot of downtime on your cooldowns. So this is an interesting moment where if you had done the tough thing and you sell one of those juicy items that boost your stats, you would never need to go home. I suspect you might soon feel like you need to TP.
Yes, I am going to TP here, I think. So the reason he's saying that is because I don't have an invul pot, right? That's what's ultimately making this fight scary.
Even though you're crushing this fight. By the way, if you crush this fight, the correct next thing to do would
Is
be to
not go for the kill move, but the red camp. Yes.
go get the red spot.
Yeah.
And then this orange spot. Or this orange spot.
And then we
etc.
celebrate.
But I suspect what will happen is that he forces you to TP, even though you're not really forced. I don't
And
think
he's
you're
gonna
going to
do the
die,
red
even
camp.
if he entangles you.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go home and heal. Going home should be almost always avoided if you can at all avoid it. By the way, he wouldn't be entangling you if you had burned him on cooldown.
Research.
So, you crushed him in the fight, you felt forced to TP, and now you miss your chance to stay, rejuvenate up, and
Okay. So Q on cooldown, both heroes. Basically what it comes down to. I don't use both of them nearly as effectively as I could.
get the red spot.
The reason I didn't, guys, is because there's a million things for me to, like, my brain. So basically you gotta picture my brain as like a very smooth, like almost like a bowling ball, but like slightly smaller, and it's inside of my skull. And what I'm trying to do is get wrinkles onto that bowling ball. And when I look at these fights, I'm fairly sure what I tried to do was, because I just said it too, I tried to staff the bear. But the wrinkle in my brain, small wrinkle, it's almost, you can barely see it. It's telling me that you can't entangle and then Staff of Preservation. So I'm pretty sure I spent about half that fight trying to figure out why my Staff of Preservation didn't preserve. And then everything else kind of became a disaster. I think, honestly, a lot of that upkeep on the abilities is more focus on it, first off, but also just having more knowledge. Like, having more experience. Yeah. Like, I need, like, there's like a... maybe there's a real checklist, but in my mind, there's kind of like a mental checklist. And I need to, like, for all of the different things I need to do, and I need to, like, work that into a prioritization system. And it's going a lot better, but the prioritization is not really there yet.
Didn't turn off Immolation. Wellspring. Get Wellspring and Ultravision. They're fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't have enough lumber, so I didn't get Wellspring.
Okay, TP, great habit. Sell an item, you need some space for consumables. Spending way too much time in base.
Yep.
Should be getting the red spot.
Research finished. Your building is complete.
Nice, base completed.
Maybe I can do like a firmware update for my
Economy
brain.
management. Overall, looks pretty good. A little bit more lumber wisp. Again, the long trek all the way to his base
Really
is a
garbage.
StarCraft way of thinking.
Yes.
I want to fight. I feel strong. I have a lot of units. I go kill him. While it's not necessarily a bad thought, Oh my god. The better thought is get more ahead fire.
There's a lion horn of Stormwind that he did not loot. Well, I don't have room in my camp. Nobody has room, okay? There's no room.
You're removing something off the map that he would use in the future, potentially. And you can put a Wisp there, and you have the option to expand there.
That's +1 armor? Yeah, but it's AoE, right? And I'm pretty sure that's like a 12% improvement is what I just heard, because apparently it's like 12% damage reduction or something. I don't really know exactly how it works, but yeah.
You already have higher hero levels. If you get the creeps on the map, you'll be 5-5 against 4-3. That's a guaranteed win. But if you fight now, it's more close to 50-50. Again, he's just clicking your hero, and you're gonna feel forced to staff him out.
Yeah.
If you kept having lesser invulnerability potion, which you can purchase for 150 gold from the Goblin Merchant.
150?
Oh my god.
It's basically free. So I took an expansion, he did too.
Okay, nice.
There he goes again.
The great outdoors.
It's 6%
Okay, now getting
effective HP
upgrades,
per
good
armor.
stuff.
Okay. So per stat, I think is what he said then? Like per strength or whatever? Or I guess agility on my hero, maybe? It's like 12%. I don't know. Anyways,
stuff.
it's significant.
2 attack upgrades. Did you have abolish magic? I'm not sure. Yes, red spot. Okay, good.
I'm, by the way, scared of the red camps. This is something I have... I've lost a game by killing a red camp, and I lost my entire army instead, which is not very good. So... I think I'm a little more hesitant about the red camp than I need to be.
I would just drop gloves or claws and kill it. Since you didn't sell it before, might as well kill it now.
I don't know what to drop here, though. Okay, I do get
Wait,
the
what
item.
did you
No,
drop?
he yeets it. He took it.
I don't know. You dropped something. You got it. Okay, Keeper now has
did I
more
get it?
health than Demon Hunter. A little bit of item switcheroo will be good. I would
Yeah.
give gloves, claws to Keeper, Periapt, and gauntlets, or Periapt, Archmagi to Demon. Oh, he used potion, Keeper.
Your
Okay.
building is complete.
Okay, you sold gauntlets. Good decision.
This
Hey,
is
Mira,
though, like,
cool.
this is one of
By the-
those things where I am doing the RTS player thing, where I'm using my brain while I'm playing the game, and that's one of the dumbest things an RTS player can do. Okay, you don't want to do your thinking in the game. At the very least, you want to minimize your thinking about those sorts of decisions as much as possible. Like next time I'm in this spot, I think, at least in theory, I should be a lot quicker about like snap selling my gloves. Some of those like basic items, because I know that I'm always sitting there thinking about, oh, what item should I sell? But I haven't really thought about it outside of the game. I'm hoping, at least in theory, next time I get into that similar position, I'll just sell the gloves and I'll just get an invul pot and we get the army on the move a lot quicker. And I'll also be thinking like that at that point opens up space to think about, okay, what should I actually be using my army for? But instead, I'm kind of like juggling 17 things and all of them are mostly irrelevant. They're very easy decisions. It's just that, you know, if you have to make 12 easy decisions in 5 seconds, it gets messy.
By the way, you have a lack of information.
Yeah.
You don't know every... okay, so Night Elf wants to put 1 Wisp at every known cleared gold mine.
Yeah,
Repeatedly
so this is
over
the thing he
course
was
of the game.
complimenting me on earlier.
Otherwise, they may take it. You also want to have, especially if you're on 2 bases, you can afford it. You want to have a Wisp on some major intersections and approach paths. If he shows up here out of fog,
Yeah.
and he surrounds tree, even if you TP, bears will kill your tree. So you need to be aware. Another buffer you can use to defend against that is Nature's Blessing. I still think he's winning this, guys. I still think Lowko is winning this. Try to be on top of your cooldowns.
I'm not.
You're missing mana burn and entangle timings. Good mana burn.
I keep trying to entangle,
entangle
so I
too.
remember this game. I keep trying to entangle the Dryads, and then like 17 times it popped up on my screen that they're magic immune, and I can't. It's just dumb.
Bad mana burn. Oh, you're gonna die to fork. Oh, nice stab. Okay, cool. We do a little bit of creeping.
Yeah, that was not intentional. But let's pretend it was.
That's 2v1. It's a little unfair. This gotta be a win, right? Bro, if you stayed on his ass with Sedadwin on Enzatolis,
Our gold
he had
mine has
nothing.
I think I'm getting him. I think I'm getting
Try
him
to see
anyway.
if you can remember clicking enemy heroes when they invul to see what else they have to get away. Ah, you still got him.
Yeah.
Sick.
Now, there's going to be a very cringy moment coming up twice that I need you guys to mentally prepare for. I get my ulti here on the Keeper of the Grove. This is a massive AoE heal. It's incredible. It's one of the very best. It can also be cancelled by move commanding. Oh no, I use it, and then I instantly cancel it twice.
And
Like, I think about, like, I actively think, oh, back of the army, this is the perfect spot to pop the ultimate on my hero, and then I instantly move it away.
Tangle his ass and kill him.
It's incredibly cringe.
Okay, where are the Chimera? So, you
Oh,
can move.
I was trying to do a one Brute Lord hit squad onto his natural expansion with the Chimera. I don't know if that already happened. Yeah, there's a little spot over here. I sent one hit squad of a Chimera in, and then I learned the hard way that the Chimera apparently gets outranged by the Ancient of whatever thing. The one that throws rocks.
And tangle his ass and kill him. Okay, where are the Chimera? So, you can move trees to new expansion location, like Tree of Eternity. Which is why when you hear, our gold is running low, you want to upgrade Nature's Blessing so they get faster.
Sorry, what? Nature's Blessing. The trees get faster. What is Nature's Blessing? Is that the one with the Moonwell? I googled it. Apparently there's a product called Nature's Blessing hair pomade. Is Grubby trying to suggest that my... I mean, I should probably get a haircut. He's not wrong, but... Nature's Blessing, Warcraft 3. What is it? It's an upgrade that increases the Ancient Protector's armor by 2 and the armor of all Treants by 5. It also increases the movement speed of Treants by 50 and the movement speed of Ancients by 40. Huh. Okay. Didn't know that.
Where did the other Chimera go to?
Back up in the replay,
Does
please.
TP Dispel and Tangle? Well, TP puts a unit into a complete state of stasis and invulnerability, so yeah.
You can't back up in replays.
Chimera died to towers on enemy expansion. Oh yeah. There's no way he loses this.
Watch me, dude.
Ah, the great outdoors.
What the hell? Oh,
Our
wait, they
warriors
both have Chimera. And the dude is 80 population. Uh-oh. I mean, the Keeper, who was not the caster of the town portal, does TP, Dispel, and Tangle. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, this is tricky.
I don't like
The way that
decision,
AI works is that units will only attack that which can threaten them when put on auto attack move. Auto attack, as you probably know from StarCraft, is an important, powerful fight opener because everyone is doing some form of DPS. But the automatic target acquisition for the Chimera goes as follows. Anything that can attack him. Okay, who is that? Naga Keeper. That's it. They will ignore Kims because they cannot attack air. They will ignore bears because bears cannot shoot up. They will ignore dryads because even though dryads can attack them, dryads are magic immune and Chimera attacks with magic. So only Keeper, Naga, and then it follows proximity rule. So Naga first, then Keeper. Sometimes it will go first for the keeper, even though Naga's nearer, if the keeper is attacking it and the Naga's running.
So instead I should be targeting bears?
Naga. Now magic damage does double damage on heavy, 200%. And it does reduced on hero. Almost everything is reduced on hero. So the Chimera's job is to stay back, not get frost arrowed, not get dryad slow poisoned, because its attack speed will slow to like 20%. It will do almost nothing. So it should be over here in a separate control group, and then target fired, right click, shift right click on all the bears.
Gotcha.
You pull it back, nice job. How far back? Not so nice job. Okay.
Other side of the world, bro. I sent him out on an adventure.
Demon has an Orb of Venom. He becomes a valid target for Chimera as well.
Yeah.
Which means the Chimera are attacking Demon.
I think this is my first ulti pop, by the way, here in a sec.
Act of buying the Orb on Demon, even if it did nothing else, is actually saving your bears against someone that attack moves. Very powerful. People will start to heavily prioritize targeted attacks instead of attack moving from 1300 MMR onwards. 12 to 1300 maybe. Until then, you put the tank near. So that also means that if the demon moves very far away, they may accidentally attack bears. And in this case, they tracked. Okay, Tranquility should be combined with a pre-sapping of any interrupts. Now, you're new to Warcraft 3, so you probably don't know what interrupts exist.
I know now that the Keeper of the Grove, the Q ability of him, interrupts my heal. I didn't know that. Actually, this one was okay. I mean, I just didn't know.
But Entangle is one of them. Tornado, level 6 ulti from Naga. And Firelord Soulburn, Mountain King Stormbolt.
I think it's this game. Maybe I'm misremembering. I'm fairly sure I cancel a really big ult.
Raider Ensnare.
I think
Dark
I did
Ranger
too.
Silence, Tinker Rockets, Criplord Impale, TC Warstomp, and Shadowhunter Hex are some of the most common ones. So as long as he has mana, Tranquility is most likely going to be met with a quick interrupt. 2 mana burns on Keeper and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Again, Potion of Invul here on Demon would go hard.
Yeah.
You are crushing this fight, but you most likely have to stop winning because you have to TP. Unless you're willing to let your demon die. Very risky.
No.
So your TP awareness is very good, but you've been handicapping yourself, not being aware of the invulnerability importance. So
what if it's just an extended BM, guys? Let's just pretend that I didn't misplay, but instead I did all of this just to, like, sweeten the win. Now it's a misplay.
Very valuable lesson in general. And it is about...
You're so good at running away, Lowko. Thank you, guys.
How to avoid fights you don't want to take. So if you're in a fight that you think is going badly, you should focus enemy hero with...
I don't remember if I buy an invul pot here at some point. May have been the next game.
Town portal.
Because we talked about it.
But if you're in a fight that the enemy thinks is doing well for him, but you know that it's good for you, then you should avoid attacking enemy hero with town portal at all costs.
Yeah.
Because the natural reaction to the action of focusing a TP hero is to TP. And then you lose the winning fight. So just as much as you should protect yourself from not being forced to use TP
I do
by
buy
having
one?
invul,
Okay, nice.
you should not target his hero with TP, which by the way, he doesn't have one. But let's say he did. That would be the last thing you attack.
I'm trying to find an outrange here.
You don't have corrosive breath? Ah, I see. They only outrange towers once you have that.
Even like the ancient protectors? Do they automatically outrange them then? Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Time for the gold mine.
Every tower in the game gets outranged by the Chimera if you get corrosive breath? Ah.
2-0 upgrades. Usually in a
I thought I gaslit myself into believing that, but okay, it is apparently a thing.
5-minute game with 2 base, you want to have 2 at least upgrades in Knight of Mirror.
Research finished.
Okay.
Your building.
Micro style for Oppo has been the same all along. Just
targeting
focus
my hero.
demon, and it keeps working.
Yeah. So I'm once more heading out.
Rejuvenation, Invul. By the way, something you should know about Rejuve and
Our
Invul.
warriors have engaged.
Ah, this is where you lost the game, isn't it? Because you were winning hard. You even scouted his expo, and you have a base too. This is where you lost the game, maybe. If you lost. Invulnerability potion removes all buffs of a hero. So if you were to use Invul, you should first use Invul, and then you can use the immunity piercing rejuvenation to put a rejuve on top of you. It goes through Invul, and it actually heals you while you're invincible.
Oh.
If you first rejuvenation on demon, then use potion of invulnerability, then you cancel the rest of rejuve. So if I was watching over your shoulder and life coaching, I would say sell gloves, get invul, and then he's gonna target your demon again next fight. I'm sure of it. He's gonna click a lot of units on your demon.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have one bear come in. You first use invul, and then you rejuvenate the demon, and you win the fight. Nice scouting. Cool unit transition with the Chimera.
Our warriors
Remember
have
to
engaged
be...
the enemy.
Well, why do I say remember? Not like I told you before. Be willing to support Chimera when they become an important unit tech with an Ancient of Wind. He might make hippogriffs to counter chimps.
Wait, hold up. Like a not TP? Invol? Oh, I completely misunderstood. Wait. Invol deletes all buffs. Oh, wait, does TP also delete buffs? Or is it only Invol? Oh, okay. Invol pot deletes all buffs? Okay. So Invol first, then Reju. Okay, gotcha.
As they deal more quickly with
Thank
chimps than dryads might.
Look how I pledge myself to your teachings, master. Good. That's the type of mindset we need to have here. This is a team sport, chat. I need everybody on the same page.
So if he makes hippos, you make hippos to protect the investment.
Our warriors
TP gives you invol, so it removes buffs as well. Same idea, I guess.
And if he makes chimps, you make hippos to kill his investment. And to gain aerial hegemony.
Sorry, I missed that.
Chimps than dryads might. Or not like I told you before. Be willing to support Chimera when they become an important unit tech with an Ancient of Wind. He might make hippogriffs to counter chimps as they deal more quickly with chimps than dryads might. So if he makes hippos, you make hippos to protect the investment.
Our warriors have
And if he makes chimps, you make hippos to kill his investment. And to gain aerial hegemony. Great
This is the
tranquility
alt. This is the alt, dude. This is it right here, chat. Be prepared to cringe. Oh god, did he just say great alt?
Hegemony. Great tranquility location. I love you casting it that far back. Now if his keeper want... Like, I feel like you're learning from it. I mean, it could be coincidence, but... Now his keeper has to commit. Ah, you self-cancelled. Oh no. I shouldn't have said anything. You see how the chimps are auto-attacking his keeper?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you retargeted. Good shit, Lowko.
I got an info pot.
Yes! He sold gloves and got invul.
I did.
didn't notice. He did it. Yeah, he did it. Meta. Go, meta. I am my scars. We win this, right? Nice rejuvenation. Let's go. Double rejuve. What a god. Hell yeah.
I'm a Gold League god, baby.
Oh my god.
Confirmed
Yes,
by Grubby.
sir.
I'm
By
the
the
best
way,
Gold
there's
Leaguer
something
in the
to be
world.
said for not moving your main tree to an expo. This is a last resort thing that has
the
many
great
drawbacks.
outdoors.
Staff of Preservation, priority order.
So I actually
First
don't
it-
know if this works. If I do 2 rejuves onto my same hero, I guess it stacks. I wasn't sure about that. It doesn't stack? Oh, it refreshes the cooldown. Okay.
Goes to your main base.
Yeah, that rejuve on my...
And
So what would be the best approach for using the ulti on my Keeper of the Grove? I guess we start boxing units and we stop using the control group entirely until it's done. Hey, Grubby, you're watching Lowko, watching me, watching Lowko. I was just talking about this. This happened in the past, but also in the present, and you referenced the 4v4 that's happening tomorrow, but tomorrow is now today. And there's a good chance that people will be watching this VOD in the future as well, which means that it happened last week. Time is an illusion.
Goes to your highest tree. So if your main base stayed at tree and for some reason you made an early expo, you made that your tree of ages, it goes there instead. So if you move
Sorry,
your eternity...
whoa, sorry. I was wondering about that. If I move my tree, my main base, does that move my TP, my TP scroll? I think it does. I wasn't listening.
Double rejuve. What a god. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Yes, sir. By the way, there's something to be said for not moving your main tree to an expo. This is a last resort thing that has
the
many
great
drawbacks.
outdoors.
Staff of Preservation, priority order. First, it goes to your main base. And it goes to your highest tree. So if your main base stayed at tree and for some reason you made an early expo, you made that your tree of ages, it goes there instead.
Okay.
So if you move your eternity here, then all staffs go here, which is not the network of your moonwells. So risky. He attacks your expo.
What if it's
you
uprooted
wanna
in
save a
general?
hero.
I guess uprooted still takes like the higher tier of the uprooted tree still takes priority.
You staff, it stays at your expo. Sucks. So this is preferable, but keep in mind as a last resort, you can move eternity to get and garner bonus money. If you don't have any trees anymore, Staff of Preservation, surprisingly, still works. Teleports a target-friendly unit to its highest level town hall. Or altar, moonwell, lore, war, wind. I think the only buildings that are not allowed are Chimrus Shop Moonwell or something. AP? I think AP, Chimrus. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4
This is
exceptions.
just a guy at Blizzard when they coded this game back in like 2002. He was just trying to name off a bunch of like I guess building names off the top of his head, and he just filled them into and that was it. That was the entire thought process.
But most of the Night Elf buildings,
That's a
especially the
crazy-
sentient ones,
That's a crazy exception. That's really cool.
can also be the next in line when you run out of Trees of Life. Chimp Roost. Yeah.
I kind of like that it's a bit janky though.
Don't skip the armor upgrades, Lowko. It's like skipping leg day. Not that 3-0 is bad, but the armor upgrades are
I
both
always skip
faster
leg
and
day.
cheaper. They're worth getting. Typical would be 1-0,
I don't even know if I have legs.
2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. Faster and cheaper. They're worth getting. Typical would be 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3.
Okay,
Always prioritize attack first, but
Yes.
keep it in lockstep after.
gotcha.
Sometimes you'll go 2-0 and then 2-1. Very rare to go 3-0 without getting an armor upgrade.
Yeah, irrelevant though for this tournament. That's a crazy specific exception.
Our warriors.
Lowko sent Grubby your last match yesterday against the Orc that was harassing your base with Tauren Shaman. I played my first, what the guys in the chat called a griefer. Is that what you guys called it? I don't even remember. A lamer. No, that's what you guys called it. A lamer. This dude was just running around, Tauren Chieftain first, and then every time I came to fight him, he would TP. That was a very strange game. I was getting bullied, but I won the game, so it was okay.
Always beelines for the Keeper Naga. I would go so far as to say that the entire Chimera Roost tech tree is not worth it if all they're gonna do is attack Keeper Naga. But
The reason I made the Chimeras was to destroy the structures, but that's obviously silly.
just making them because you know they're correct against bears, and you're trying but not always succeeding
No, I didn't know they were good against bears.
to attack bears, then it's all good.
So magic damage deals bonus damage against armored units, and armored units, that's what the bears are, right? I may get some of the terminology there wrong. Heavy. Okay, yes, it's heavy. Gotcha. What are other versions, like what are other unit types that you commonly see in a game that are heavy? Because I know there's like a bunch of different armor types in a game. Knights? Abominations? Tauren? Okay, that sort of thing. Gotcha. Even footmen? Although making Chimera against footmen's pretty wild. Like that's a strange spot. Grunts as well. Okay. So basically all big melee units, like any tanky melee troop, generally. There might be an exception, but
I saw that they're in the same control group. So here you manually retarget? No. Oh, when you entangle Keeper, this is something good for you to know in general, by the way. An entangled unit doesn't have an auto attack. And units without auto attack drop on the threat table. So when you entangle Keeper, and it's very low, and all your units are on A move, they will not attack Keeper anymore.
so now the Chimera can start shooting the bears?
So in Warcraft 3, one must be aware that when you do a CC effect, like a stun, Stormbolt, Hex, Entangle, that prevents the unit from being a threat, like Entangle,
The Naga?
you must issue
Right, there's still the Naga.
a right-click attack command right before you do it or after you do it, so that all have a direct order from their commander to keep attacking the thing. This is why your Chimera is automatically retargeted to Naga. But don't let this interesting lesson about AI in Warcraft 3 distract from the fact that you've got air units in the same control group as ground.
Yeah, it's dumb. This is where the third control group kicks in. I haven't really had a spot where I need 3 control groups, so I've set my keyboard layout up in a way, like my control group or my, hotkeys, that I can have a third hotkey for my army. This is the first time that I need it, I think.
Terrible if you have a small army, you want to move around quickly. But ideal is, in this situation, I would say, put all ground in one.
Yeah, I know there is a graph, so there's a lot of very useful ways of looking at this. Yeah, I have seen this before. It's just that I know my brain doesn't really work like this very well. So this is a super helpful graph, but I need to think about the situations where it would be relevant. Just looking at this and then interpreting it into an actual game doesn't really... I don't know. I feel like this is like a nice reference material after I messed up. More so than like a... Before the game begins, I'm going to study this and then I'm going to figure this sort of thing out. It's a table, not a graph, Lowko. All right.
Start with A move. Put the Chimera
Nerd alert. You're right.
in 2 so that you can quickly press 2 and then on the bears. And then rely a lot on box select and individual commands and F1 for demon.
I'm
F2
going to get
for
my
Keeper.
TI 90,
You've been doing
91,
quite well.
whatever it is. I think I'm still drafting that one. I have it somewhere.
Nice. By the way, I don't know if you know, but Entangle stops Staff of Preservation. So even when units are low, still okay to entangle them if it leads to an important kill. Okay, good. Yeah, good. A lot of areas of potential improvement. It is usual for Night Elf to move the AOW to the 3rd or 4th creep camp they plan to do.
Wait, is Wise Taran actually Henry Cavill? Wise Taran post.
Hope you found it useful, Lowko, and I'll see you on Monday. GG.
Yeah, sick. Now, this was incredibly useful. So, I wrote down a bunch of stuff, and I tried to not write down too much. And I wrote down this much. So, rather than kill move, get extra camps. This is by far the biggest thing that I have just picked up. I feel like this is the most obvious thing that I need to be improving on. I am thinking about how do I end this game when I'm ahead. I should be thinking, how can I get more ahead? Which may sound a bit silly, because sometimes it may feel like you can go in for the kill, but killing the creep camps is obviously a more reliable way to build the advantage. Like, we need to win more rather than win now. I need to make my early game base a little bit bigger, so a 5-gap opening so I can hide the shop. I need to put the Ancient of War closer to the first camp. Uproot after shooting the arrow. Well, when... It's not actually when in mid-air, I don't think. When the creep are close. So Ancient of War goes to the next camp after making 5 archers. I have sent it back in this particular game to close off the gap into my base. I think that was unnecessary. I have been doing that because I was playing against the Blade Master, and that Blade Master guy was being a massive prick, so I wanted to lock off my base. Massive problem. Not relevant, obviously, in this game. Not against Night Elf. I had too few wisps before going tier 2 because my second Moonwell was late, which was dumb. I end up going to tier 2 earlier rather than making those extra wisps. Instead, I should make, probably in this game, like 9 wisps before going tier 2, but you can apparently safely go up to 10 before going tier 2. This I'm not sure about. So I have been making druids at tier 2 before, like, having the bear tech, before going to tier 3. Grubby mentioned in this that I should be making dryads at that point in time instead. Is there a certain amount of dryads I should be aiming for? Because my StarCraft brain is like, ooh, make only dryads. And that's the only thing I make, which is dumb too. I probably only want to make like maybe 2 rounds or so. Maybe like 3 in total. So we get like the basic upgrade for the Druid of the Claw. Then the first Ancient Lore is going to make 1 dryad. And in the meantime, the other one can produce 2. 3 is fine? Okay. 2 to 5? The 2 to 5 meme is back? Sick, dude. This is an old meme in the StarCraft universe. 2 to 5 dryads. Gotcha. All right. I will remember that. That is an easy thing to remember. Before tier 3, check if you have at least 8 wisps on wood. Right. So this is when I'm going into tier 3. When playing defensively, scout forward. So this is when I was idling at my base for way too long for no apparent reason. I thought my opponent was going to attack me, and I just sort of stood there like, come and fight me, bro. Like, this was me the entire time, but I couldn't see anything. So I did it with my eyes closed. Really dumb. Should be scouting with a Wisp. Staff plus TP on the Keeper. Invul pot on the DH. This is a big one too. At 50 supply, Moonwell upgrade ACEST. Items for heroes, other upgrades. Then we make extra Moonwells, and then we go into extra supply. Dedicated hotkey for Chimera. Target fire heavy. Bears. Grunts. What else did you guys say? The Knights. Anything melee, really. When making Chimera, consider getting an Ancient of Wind. In case of air-to-air counters. Q on cooldown on both heroes more frequently. And then the invul pot, it deletes all buffs. So when I do use the invul pot, I need to use it first and then use rejuve. And when upgrading, prio attacks, but then alternate. So I'm going to write that down right over here. Okay. All right. All right. Let me save this document. This is a lot, guys. This is gonna take me like 30 games to implement minimum. Probably more. But this was extremely helpful. So thank you, Grubby. That's awesome. Now I just need to execute. That'll be easy. Surely.